Hello and welcome to The Fourth Wave, a podcast named after the fourth wave of feminism that aims to inspire, empower, inform, and celebrate the woman of today. Each episode, we will give you strategies and ideas for living a life as your most empowered self. This week, we will talk about the idea of outer order, inner order, the power of manifestation, and a trick that always leaves us feeling powerful and able to take on the day. I'm Mirtha Mashal, a best-selling author and poet. I am your host and co-founder of The Fourth Wave, and I'm here in Los Angeles feeling really good today because Galore Magazine just named us a podcast that will make you want to slay, and I'm all about slaying every day. And I'm here alongside with my co-founder, Jamie Barada.
That's me, Jamie Barada, an entertainment and fashion attorney living in Los Angeles. Yes, how cute was that Galore write-up? I mean, even cuter, though, was our photo shoot in Venice with Kat Page. Thank you, Kat. I love Venice. It's probably my favorite way to spend a weekend, restaurant and bar hopping.
I love Venice, too.
I know.
Venice is the best. Best ice cream, too.
What was that? I don't remember the ice cream we had that day, but that was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was like vegan, I think.
Salt straw, or I don't know.
So good.
It's good.
So we love to start off our show by sharing strategies that help us feel a sense of empowerment in our daily lives. Things that work for us and hopefully can work for you too. At the end of the day, this is so much more than a podcast. It is a community, and what better way to empower one another than by sharing the tools and resources we rely on to be our best selves. So please write to us with what works for you at info@theivwave.com, or you can DM us on Instagram or Twitter at @theivwave. So,
Yes.
Jamie, what is this idea of outer order, inner order?
Okay, so I'm a big fan of best-selling author Gretchen Rubin. She's a writer, and she studies how our habits affect our happiness. So she wrote The Happiness Project, which was a bestseller, and I'm reading her book Better Than Before. And one of the concepts she's written about is this idea of outer order, inner order. And it's this idea that if you add organization and structure to your life on the outside, then on the inside, you'll be much more effective and, of course, happier. So this really goes hand in hand with something I like to do each week. And I know, Mirtha, you do this too. And that's taking time. I like to take time on Sunday to visualize what my week is going to look like. When I started to do this, it was a huge, big game changer. I mean, organizing my thoughts for the week and thinking about what my goals were for the week, sometimes writing them down, and it definitely makes waking up on a Monday way less painful.
So, no Sunday fun days for you, Jamie?
Well, you can still have Sunday fun day, but
So you do this before you go out on Sunday. You do this
Or
in the morning, like
after.
Sunday morning.
I don't really do it. I mean, I sleep in, but after, like, I'll do it towards definitely when my day is finishing up and I'm back at home, I'll just like for an hour or even less, just think about like what my intentions for the week are.
I take it you're not drinking too much.
I don't know. Okay, this has not been like so many Sundays in a row, but this is my new thing. And it's
I
so
think it's good
helpful.
to start it before you start Sunday fun day.
That's true. That could be good for those of you who have a really fun Sunday fun day.
I'm just kidding. I really love this idea. I do this also in my life, and you don't have to do it on Sunday per se. That's what works for Jamie, but this concept, I think, of setting your intention for the week or for the day by carving out time for it, it's really important. When you take time out of your Sunday or your mornings or at night before you go to sleep to visualize what you want your day to look like, it helps give structure to your week.
Totally. Otherwise, time's just passing us by. And something I didn't really know when I was younger is just, how powerful we are. You can really do anything you put your mind to, but it requires so much focus and removing distractions. So I think if you're constantly like coming back to what your goals are, it's helpful. And it's very catchy too. Outer order, inner order.
Very. So let us know if you tried this at home on a Sunday, during the week, in the mornings, whatever works for you. And let us know if you feel that carving out time to visualize what your goals are for the week and or day helps you feel empowered. You can get in touch with us on Twitter. Drop us an email at the info@thefourthwave, theivwave.com, or go to The Fourth Wave theivwave.com for contact info, links, and everything else related to this podcast.
Okay, so this week we want to touch on the importance of another type of power that's within each and every one of us, and that's the power of manifestation, which goes hand in hand with having a clear idea of what your goals are. So, Mirtha, I've been really excited for today's podcast, as I'm sure you've been, because manifestation is such a powerful concept and tool that we all have at our disposal. And it doesn't matter what age you are, where you live, how much money you have. We all have the power to manifest what we want into our lives, which is why it's really great.
I am a huge believer in manifestation. You guys have no idea the things I have manifested in my life. And I have manifested for other people, because you could also manifest things for other people, because it's all about energy.
Right.
It's all about our thoughts.
Right.
Our thoughts attract things and what we want and energy. And that's the amazing thing about manifestation.
Yeah. And it's hard to put into words, like,
without sounding crazy.
Exactly right. Because it is that idea of having a thought or a theory and then putting your energy towards it to the point where it becomes a reality. Like, there, you can literally make it become a reality. And we're not talking about, like voodoo or anything like that.
No,
just literally putting energy out there.
It's interesting because it's not a religious thing. Mm-hmm. Although, in my opinion, many religions kind of back it up. Mm-hmm. But it's not a religious thing. It's just like the universe. This is how things work. It's all about energy. What I find really interesting is that energy, what people have to understand, in science, energy cannot be destroyed. Mm-hmm. So intentions, thoughts, that's all energy. Energy changes its form, but it cannot be destroyed. So once you put a thought out into the universe, mm-hmm. it cannot be destroyed. Mm-hmm. You can change its form, but you can't destroy it. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, I dreamt about this and it finally happened.
Right.
It's like, oh, I now live the things that I used to pray for. Yes. Once you start manifesting, creating the thoughts mm-hmm. of what you want to live, you begin to manifest it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's important so you're taking time to think about what you want, right? And then visualizing it, like see it in your head, what it's supposed to look like, every little detail. The more you visualize it, the more like you're putting that energy out there.
It's so interesting you say visualizing. I'm a huge believer in vision boards as well. Mm-hmm. I haven't done one recently, because I always like freak out when people like come into my place and they see my vision board.
I know, I saw one once.
It's like, this girl's crazy. But it's really interesting because I have a good girlfriend of mine that she was all about vision boards and she got me really into it. She literally manifested everything on her vision board.
That's amazing.
Everything.
Right.
From even like the color to certain things that she wanted.
Right.
It's so crazy how much power we have. But you have to be very positive when you're putting these thoughts out.
Right.
Because if you mix it with doubt, it might not really happen.
Right. And I think one thing we've both experienced with this is you also at some point have to let it go.
You have to let it go.
Because thinking about it over and over.
Sometimes you want things so badly that you're pushing it away. It's
right.
Like the key, and I think you taught me this, Jamie.
Yeah, I wish I had printed out that article about it that I sent you that one time. But yeah.
The key of manifestation is you create the thought, you place really positive energy in the thought. Mm-hmm. I always say smile when you think of something you want. Mm-hmm. Smile of how it's going to make you feel. And then you let it go.
Right.
Then you let it go.
Yeah. I think that's a really big, important part of manifesting anything you want into your life.
I know Jamie and I, we got very into the whole manifestation.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things we connect on.
We started seeing a Reiki. Mm-hmm. And some of you guys perhaps don't know what a Reiki is. A Reiki is an energy healer.
Right.
Because we come into contact with people every single day, and everyone has all kinds of different energy. And whether we like it or not, sometimes it rubs off on us. It's like, have you ever been around someone with very strong negative energy that they're so depressed about their lives, and then you walk out feeling just like them?
Right. I'm really sensitive to other people's energies. You don't even have to be that depressed, but if it's, if it's just
draining,
something draining or just a negative energy in any way. I mean, and then on the flip side, someone who has really great positive energy, can be
contagious.
Yeah. And healing to be around.
So I didn't understand as much. My mom used to always tell me, oh, when you do these certain roles, like acting wise, always like cleanse yourself after because you're carrying that energy.
Oh, that's so good.
And I never thought about it to apply it to my daily life. Mm-hmm. But when we saw this Reiki, mm-hmm. she said something about that mm-hmm. I'm constantly around people, and a lot of people are drawn to me, mm-hmm. and I need to constantly cleanse my energy. Mm-hmm. I need that alone time mm-hmm. and to constantly cleanse myself from people's energy.
Right. Or also for you have a lot of friends and you are social.
I have a lot of acquaintances.
Okay, yes.
They're not always friends.
But you're social.
I'm very social.
Which is great, but then at the same time you have to realize that these encounters are each an exchange of energy.
It is an exchange of energy. You don't even have to touch people.
Right.
But it is an exchange of energy, completely.
Yeah.
And that's why I think after I'm very social, like I'll have a few very social days, and then I'll want to be completely alone. Mm-hmm. Because that's my way of regrouping and sort of restoring my own energy.
Yeah, I mean, even if a friend stays at my apartment, I sage my apartment after. I don't mean for a day, but like, let's say I have a guest for, a few days. You always have a guest. It's like,
I always have a guest.
You don't know what energy, like even your friends, even then they're coming and living with you, or even just, let's say no one stayed with me. I try like the first weekend of every month when I'm cleaning.
You only clean once a month.
I clean more than once a month. But I mean, I take that time to also sage my apartment. And I just kind of, ask any negative energy to leave and for positive energy and love and light to come in. Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Yeah. But I love, I've only used the Reiki maybe, I've only had her come over and treat me a couple times, but it was really helpful because she taught me, and I think she taught you too, something that's been such a life changer for me. And that was taking the time to, one, write down what you want, whether it's you're asking the universe or you're asking God or you're asking, nature, whatever it is you believe in. And two, to say it out loud. And
there's so much power when you say things out loud.
Right. And I never used to do that. Because I don't know, I guess I always felt like a little bit greedy to ask for things. And I didn't grow up with a huge religious background. So it wasn't, I guess, normal. Implemented to like that was okay to just be asked, and it felt selfish a little bit. Like all these things are going on in the world and I'm going to ask for, I don't know, a good hair day. I don't know, whatever it is. But that was something she taught me, and that was in my late 20s, to start writing things down, like
journal writing.
And it can just be one sentence, because I think journal writing feels overwhelming for a lot of people, like they don't have time for it. But it can literally be, please bring me a successful meeting.
So how the Reiki taught us how to have a journal for manifestation. Mm-hmm. She said at first, what you say is, if it's God or the universe, you direct it to that. And, you say the universe, please bring me, because you have to be thankful and you have to be polite. So you have to say, God bring me, or the universe, God bring me, and you say the things you want. And, we're not, you have to stay realistic here.
Right.
It's like if you're asking for a yacht and you're not working to get a yacht, like, come on, don't hit us up afterwards and like blame us that you didn't get the yacht. I mean, you might end up being in a yacht one day. I don't know, but you have to be realistic here.
Right.
Be realistic.
But it's so helpful. And again, it can just be one-liners and
it doesn't only have to be material things, because life is not just about material things. It could also, I always ask for health because I want to stay healthy. Mm-hmm. I ask for health for my family. Mm-hmm. If someone is sick, I ask for their health to improve. Mm-hmm. I ask for certain things like patience.
Me too. Yeah, I've asked for compassion from, someone.
Certain qualities,
something. Yeah.
Certain qualities. And it doesn't only have to be materialistic things or goal-oriented things.
Right. But it's been amazing because we've been doing that for maybe almost 2 years now to see how...
Growth?
Yeah, growth and how things manifest. And, one thing the Reiki had said, and her name's Wendy Nichols. I don't want to keep calling her the Reiki, but one thing Wendy said was, go back, right? And then as you see things manifesting, just highlight it. So it's really cool to see, oh, wow, like, go back a couple of pages or 10 pages or 20 and be like, wow, this is, even though, because the timing,
power of thought.
Right. And the timing, it's not always going to happen in your timing.
Never happens in your timing.
Like something recently for me that was silly that manifested, I had written down probably a year ago. It wasn't within the timing that I had asked for it. But
then you got it.
Right. The universe's timing. So that, writing it down and saying it out loud. And I think, again, people who, pray regularly, it's probably more naturally for them to speak out loud and ask for things. But this was something new for me, even though
also just cocky people, people when they're very cocky, it's like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Right.
And sometimes people doubt them because it's like, how are you going to do that? But then they do it.
Right. So
that Kanye personality.
Right. So even in my car on my way to work, I will just have my own little conversation with, the universe, and there's so much power there. And if
one key thing that I forgot to say when it comes to the journal writing is that once you've finished writing the things for that day, you want to do it daily. It's that time for yourself.
Right.
But you want to close it off with thanking.
Right.
Thank you for bringing me these things.
Yeah. I think it was like, please bring this to me with ease.
With ease.
Gratitude. And love, I think.
Yeah, because with ease, always with ease. Like, we don't want anyone to die immediately.
Although, yeah, again, the timing's not always.
But yeah, there's a huge importance about being grateful. I have a friend of mine. She has this amazing life. Every time she comes up in a conversation, everyone asks me, what is it that she does? She has this amazing life. And it's not just on Instagram. It's really amazing. She's constantly traveling, going to exciting places, experiencing amazing things. And I asked her one day, what is it that you feel that was the key to your success? Because she didn't grow up rich. She didn't grow up with people around her that directed her to the life that she's living right now. She literally created her life. And she told me, Mirtha, gratitude. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how many times I've visited a country, I'm always grateful as if it was my first time visiting the country.
Yeah, it's so important.
She's like, every time I go to a nice dinner, I'm always very grateful that I'm able to experience that. And I remember thinking, wow, that is so true. Sometimes we go through life and some days we're very thankful when something really great happens to us. But are we full of gratitude just on an everyday basis?
Right.
Just for things that normally we wouldn't even think that we should be grateful for because we think, oh, well, this is how it is.
Yeah, that's a huge key ingredient.
Yeah. To manifestation, gratitude.
For sure.
So every episode, we will leave you guys with a little self-empowerment booster tip that we use in our personal lives. They will be simple and straightforward. My personal booster I want to share this week is full moon bath. I know it sounds crazy.
She's really big on these full moon baths.
Really interesting. I check every time there's a full moon, and basically what it is that I fill my bathtub and I fill it with sea salt, not regular salt, sea salt. There's a difference. And I cleanse myself from these energies that perhaps like attacked me that month. And it's my time to myself. And I practice all these things that we talked about with the manifestation.
Right.
I practice it in the bath and I cleanse myself and I welcome positive energy and I start asking for really wonderful things. And I know some of you guys might be thinking, but why does it have to be a full moon? And why a bath? Well, if you can go into the ocean during a full moon, if you're close to the ocean, that has power. Let me tell you, that is real salt water.
Yeah, we should definitely, we'll go into full moons.
Oh man,
one time,
yeah.
Because there's a lot of
full
power.
Full moons
there
are full of power. Like I can give you a million reasons, but we don't have the time right now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about full moon baths, feel free to send them over.
I love that.
You can certainly ask me over Instagram at Mirtha Michelle or email us at info@theivwave.com and we will gladly answer those questions. So that's it for this episode of The Fourth Wave. Remember to try this at home. Carve out time to visualize your goals for the week before going into the week. Let us know if you've tried it and if it worked for you. We really want to hear from you guys.
Yes, and you can get in touch. Mirtha's on Instagram at Mirtha Michelle, and I'm Jamie_Barada, and our email address is info@theivwave.com. Send us your comments and feedback. Until next time, I'm Jamie Barada.
And I'm Mirtha Michelle.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.